Public Works employees in Jackson will soon be checking in at a new building. Construction on the $4.6 million facility is set to start in just 2 weeks. City leaders tell Fox 47 the department is outgrowing the current structure and it needs to be expanded. Plans for the new building include higher ceilings and spaces to house city vehicles. It'll also have functioning showers for workers exposed to dirt and hazardous chemicals.
Most of these are 12, 14-foot ceilings. They really need to be 24-foot ceilings. Our trucks are outside rusting all the time. DPW workers are out there in the public all the time and need to have the best equipment, have the safest equipment. We can't do that if everything is outside all the time.
The project expected to be completed in 10 months. Well, people who suffer from chronic pain say they're also victims of the opioid epidemic. Today, dozens of rallies are scheduled to raise awareness of the issue. The Don't Punish Pain rally is set to happen in the lawn of the state capitol this morning. Patients say 2016 federal guidelines for prescribing opioids for chronic pain make it more difficult for them to get the medication they need. That rally is set to start at 11 o'clock. Well, there's much more to come on your Fox 47 Morning News. After the break, shocking video of the moment a pilot ejects himself from his jet just moments before it crashes. Plus, the showdown in Washington continues between President Trump and Democrats. Could the dust soon be settling? And later, feeling stressed or run down? Well, we've gotten some insight into why you may be feeling that way and what you can do that may help. Stay with us.
And rain is moving out of the Jackson area this morning after some severe weather rolled through the region. We are going to be dry by later this afternoon. I have the full 7-day storm shield forecast coming up.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
Well, good morning. It's Thursday, so we're one step closer to Friday, and we did see some rain and even a few thunderstorms rolling through the region earlier this morning. For the most part, though, most of that is now moving off to the east. Here's a live look outside our studios in South Lansing. Seeing a couple raindrops out there on the camera, and that's really about all that we're seeing right now. The rain, for the most part, at least here in Lansing, is done. Satellite and radar showing you all of those storms continuing to push off to the east this morning. We could still see at least a couple pockets of some more moderate rain before all is said and done, probably close to around noontime or so, although probably not going to need the umbrella at the bus stop anymore. Here's a look at where the satellite and radar is right now. Lansing, we're dry. Jackson, just starting to see most of that rain continuing to exit off to the east. We can't rule out the chance for at least a couple more pockets of some rain moving through the region this morning, just because we are expecting, at least a little bit of some lingering energy left behind from the storms that moved through earlier. Most of this rain, though, should be done and out of our area by about lunchtime or so. And just like what we saw yesterday, we are going to be dry all the way through the afternoon time frame. A cold front should clear us out by later this afternoon, giving way to mostly sunny skies. So your future track by about 9 o'clock or so, expect most of this rain to be out of our region. We should actually start to see rapidly clearing skies, giving way to mostly sunny conditions for the rest of the day through this afternoon and even into the evening time frame. Like yesterday, it is going to be more on the mild side, with highs that reach at least into about the lower and middle 70s. We will see a few clouds overnight, but that's about all we can expect. We should be dry for most of the day on Friday. If you're heading out early for any holiday weekend plans, it looks like we'll be dry here in Lansing probably until about midnight or so. That's when we'll start to see showers and even a few rumbles of thunder that arrive mainly late Friday night. Those showers and storms should carry over into the early portions of the day on Saturday, bringing with it some thunderstorms that could contain gusty winds as well as some heavier downpours. Before that system moves out Saturday afternoon, we'll be dry for a short time and then another chance for rain Saturday night into Sunday. For today, expect a high about 73 degrees. We're seeing rain this morning. That will change over to sunshine by later this afternoon. It remains breezy, though, with winds coming in primarily from the west at about 10 to 20 miles an hour. Tonight we'll drop down to 49 degrees under mostly clear skies, cooler at least compared to what we're waking up to this morning, with temperatures that are still hanging out in the 60s. So your 7-day forecast, we don't warm up that much today, but at least we'll be in the lower 70s. We'll see some sunshine during the afternoon. We'll see a few thunderstorms that roll through mainly mainly Friday evening. Those will carry over into Saturday morning. Temperatures, though, will be even warmer for the weekend, with highs mainly in the upper 70s. Could get close to 80 degrees, at least in a few spots. Looks like we'll see mostly sunny skies just in time for Memorial Day on Monday, with a high of about 74 degrees.
Wow, okay, like I keep saying, I really do like the 7-day. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I like all the 70s that we have, and
Yes.
you know, a couple chances for rain this weekend, but it doesn't look like a complete washout if you're, you know, heading up north or anything like that.
Good, so maybe just keep the umbrella handy, but otherwise a beautiful looking weekend.
Yeah, and at least for the rest of the day, once this rain moves out this morning, we're done.
All right, good. Looking forward to that. All right, thank you, Claire.
You're welcome.
Dramatic footage here, catching the moment an F-16 pilot ejects from his fighter jet just moments before it crashes. This was captured on a driver's dash cam. He was driving near a reserve base in Southern California. That jet flies into frame on the left side of the screen. Then a small burst of smoke appears as the pilot ejects. The jet then crashes into a warehouse. Now 13 people were injured, but thankfully none of those injuries are life-threatening. Officials say the pilot was not seriously hurt. The military has not said what caused that crash. Can an American flag be too big? According to an ordinance in one North Carolina city, the answer is yes. Now that city is suing a company behind the large flag. Now this is playing out in the city of Statesville. The flag you're seeing now is on a pole twice the height, and it's 3 times as large as the city allows. The city has an ordinance stating flagpoles can only be so high, that's about 45 feet. Flags cannot be any bigger than 8 by 12 feet. Now Gander RV, which is owned by Camping World, has a 90-foot pole and a 40 by 80-foot flag. The company is facing a $50 a day fine and legal action, but the CEO of Camping World says the flag isn't coming down.
No matter how big the fine gets, no matter how expensive the lawsuit gets, it's not coming down.
City council members say the flag issue is not a matter of patriotism, but a matter of another American ideal, and that's the rule of law. There's an online petition going around in support of the flag. It's gathered more than 150,000 signatures. And after the break, new plans at the U.S.-Mexico border to protect the safety of workers and migrants after a virus spreads through those camps. The latest on the Pentagon's newest effort when we come back.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
The Pentagon says it will build temporary shelters at the U.S.-Mexico border. They're for at least 7,500 migrants who have been turned over to Immigration and Customs. Now, the request coming from the Department of Homeland Security was approved yesterday. The Pentagon says the military will put up tents at several sites in Texas and Arizona. This comes after a migrant processing facility was temporarily shut down. That was to contain a widespread flu-like illness. Now, chances of deals have apparently gone up in smoke in Washington. This morning, the dust is settling between President Trump and Democrats at the White House. The president is vowing not to work with Democrats until they end their investigations. Meanwhile, the calls for impeachment have intensified. Craig Boswell has the latest on the political back and forth.
President Trump stepped into the Rose Garden after storming out of a meeting with Democrats, declaring he can't work with them and demanding an end to investigations.
You can't do it under these circumstances. So get these phony investigations over with.
These investigations are so paralyzing him that he can't function as president and do something that presidents have done, and that is build infrastructure.
The president angry about House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's public comments after a private meeting with Democrats about impeachment.
We believe that the President of the United States is engaged in a cover-up.
I don't do cover-ups.
More Democrats are pressuring Speaker Pelosi to begin an impeachment inquiry, angry over the White House stonewalling of investigations in the wake of the Mueller report.
All I can say is that I disagree with what the House is doing. I thought Mueller was the final word.
Both sides in this dispute need to take their meds and sit down and negotiate like adults, not like kids in the back of a minivan fighting.
On the battle over financial records, a judge ruled 2 banks can hand over the president's documents.
I anticipate we're going to see the exact same kind of decision when the House goes to enforce the request for Trump's tax returns.
It's part of the investigation into alleged foreign influence on U.S. elections.
Here, and we want to celebrate the grads in your life. Whether it's kindergarten, high school, or college, send your favorite graduation pictures to YesPics at fox47news.com. And you know, I cannot believe it is already graduation season.
I know.
And it's finally kind of starting to feel like it outside too.
Yes, we're finally getting warm and staying that way. We've had a couple teaser days here and there, but this week we're going to be in the 70s straight all the way through.
Good,
So,
like the
yes.
sounds of that.
This is the nice part of the forecast. This morning, though, we're dealing with some rain. Here's a look at current temperatures out. We can see right now it is currently 67 degrees in Lansing, 65 the temperature in Jackson. Every once in a while you'll see that camera that's outside of our studio here in Lansing shaking. It is pretty windy. We are going to be seeing winds coming in from the west at about 15 to 25 miles an hour, so it is going to be pretty gusty with the cold front coming through. Satellite and radar showing you we did have a couple storms racing through the region earlier this morning. Right now we're just left over with some lingering rain, mainly to the south near the Jackson area. Still seeing a couple light showers there. Also out towards Marshall, seeing a little bit of a pocket of some more moderate rain. And then rain also to the north of Lansing near Ionia and St. John's. And once these showers move out of our region, probably close to about 10 o'clock this morning, we should be done with the rain. We'll be dry all the way throughout the rest of the day. Highs climbing into the lower 70s with mostly sunny skies. So it will be nice once this rain moves out this morning. It's basically a copy and paste of what we saw yesterday. We should be dry for Friday as well.
Good, yeah, because I liked yesterday. So if we can do it again, no complaints.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Claire. Well, we are going to toss it over to Bob and Deb on the Morning Blend. We'll be back with more news on Fox 47. Stay with us.
You're watching Fox 47 Morning News at 7.
Back on the Blend this morning, we have Jack Wires, who is president of Family and Elder Law of Mid-Michigan. Good to see you, Jack. Welcome back.
Good to see you again, Bob, and good to see you, Deb.
Hey, yes, welcome. nice to work together again.
Yes.
It's been a while. So long-term care, the costs are staggering. How do you prepare for this?
Well, you know, we spend a lot of time talking with people about really 4 different things. And the first thing is, where do you want to be cared for? Because most people want to stay in their house as long as they can, or at least be as independent as long as they can before they end up in the nursing home. The second thing is we really talk to them about who they want to be cared for. Do they want to be cared for by family members, you know, cared at
or not.
Or not, right,
Right?
exactly. And then how they want to be cared for. So we really sit down and try to create an instruction manual for their family and their caregivers to do that. Now, all that's predicated based on how much money they have to do this, too. So we spend a lot of time with them and whoever helps them plan financially to try to get finances in order or some kind of long-term care coverage, or to use government programs to pay for long-term care. And it becomes quite a planning process.
And people don't really want to, you know, it's something like, it's like getting a root canal, right?
It's
you don't really
just
want
like getting a root canal.
do it until you have to.
Right.
But when's a good age when you should start, like, being realistic about your own long-term care, or, you know, for a parent?
Sure. Well, and I think that's one of the things that happens being in the sandwich generation. I'm kind of have been right in the middle of it, is that folks generally wait too long. They wait until they're in a crisis, and trying to plan then is the worst time.
Yeah.
So, you know, and a lot of folks are planning for their parents now. So I think it's a good time, if you can do it yourself, sometime between probably 45 and 60 would be a good time to start. And if you're doing it for your parents, like today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, let's talk about those questions that we should be talking about with folks.
Well, you know, again, it's, you know, to sit down and talk about where they want, where they want to be cared for, who they want to care for them, how they want to be cared for, and how they're going to pay for it, and to really start thinking about those things, because as we talked about last month, the numbers are staggering as far as the costs related to long-term care.
Ballpark, like a year's worth of care.
A year's worth of care in a nursing home, the state of Michigan says about $100,000. So, and my dad, before he passed, we were spending $16,000 a month on round-the-clock care for him. So it can range for anywhere from, you know, a couple $100 a week if you have somebody coming in for a few hours, to $150,000 a year.
And if you're not prepared for that, that's huge.
Oh, it can devastate somebody. And, you know, for those folks who have leaving a spouse behind or have a spouse out in the community, it can be dramatic.
Well, I guess the best thing is to have people get in touch with you. So we've put your information up on the screen, Family and Elder Law of Mid-Michigan. You can give them a call at 351-6222. Jack, always good information. Thank you.
All right, great to see you guys.
The Fallen Heroes Run is happening this Sunday at Hawk Island Park in Lansing. This 5K event is for all ages. Now, proceeds from Sunday's race go toward creating and maintaining hometown memorials in honor of fallen soldiers. You have until midnight tomorrow to register. Head to this event on our website, fox47news.com. to find the link to sign up. We'll have more local events and things to do right here on Fox 47. Now, if you have an event you want to share, send us an email. That's to aroundtown@fox47news.com.